Hey kids, comics! Silver-haired Bronze Age babe here, yakking about her comic book collection, and today, another episode of Women's Libbers from Space. This story comes to us from Adventure Comics number 384 from September of 1969. And the Women's Libbers from Space meet up with, Supergirl meets up with them. The story is that Supergirl is having problems finding a date. Her friends at Stanhope College are using that newfangled thing called computer dating and to find the squires of their dreams, and she's bummed because she can't use that program because as her true self is Supergirl, and who's going to want to hang out with Supergirl? So she gets the bright idea that what she really needs to do is go to the Fortress of Solitude and download Superman's Tinder app and find another superhero potential mate that way. The computer does its thing and tells her that her perfect mate is a guy named Volar on the planet, oh God, what is it? Torma. So off to Torma she goes, and she meets Volar, and he is just the cat's pajamas. She helps him, solve kind of problems on his planet, and then he, like a good guy, immediately takes her home to meet the parents. And Supergirl's thrilled with that. But upon meeting Mom and Dad, Supergirl realizes that Mom is actually extraordinarily subservient, barely speaks, only when spoken to, and it's very strange. So she asks Volar about that, and he explains that their planet, decades and decades ago, was visited by a guy who had been jilted by a previous lover and decided to take it out on the universe, and he basically sent out a suppressor beam to make all women completely subservient to men. And sadly, throughout the generations, while the beam isn't around, the culture of the planet hasn't caught up. So Volar is trying to smash the patriarchy as well as protect the planet. Supergirl is all over this guy like white on rice, but yet Volar is not exactly, he seems pretty ambivalent to her. And all the while, Supergirl, of course, is overhearing conversations between Volar and his dad where they're saying, oh God, tomorrow's the day. What do you think we're going to do, in particular about Supergirl? And Volar's like, well, I don't know. I guess we'll tell her when we have to tell her. Well, the big day arrives, and Supergirl finds out what the big secret is, and it's like, oh no, that can't be you, Volar. It is Supergirl. Now you know the secret I've kept for years. And so Supergirl immediately, heads for the hills and back to Earth. And the secret is that the women's libber Volar was actually a girl who they was helping her do her thing by having a mask and apparently some binding, I don't know, to fight crime. But actually, quite frankly, even though Supergirl, in a fit of gay panic, just kind of leaves the scene, the story ends with Volar saying, it's time for change. It won't be easy to shatter prejudices that have prevailed for centuries, but by Torma's 7 moons, I'll do it someday. I mean, that's kind of a nifty, positive thing. So, way to go, Volar. And so anyway, there it is, another episode of Women's Libbers from Space. And you'll have to excuse me now because I need to go work on some Supergirl Volar fan fiction. Thanks so much for stopping by. I'll see you next time.